Okay, but I like. Anyway, the joke I like the most is the balloon joke. I think. Has anyone heard the balloon joke? Oh, what? You've heard it. Jill, you've heard the balloon. Well, don't yell it out then. Okay. The punchline. I just have to remember it. Okay. So this was actually told to me by someone, I think maybe at a talk. I was giving a talk, and it was the Fourth Bear, and I'd given this talk, and it was all about how talking bears are really funny, and talking animals are really funny, which they are. They are very, very funny, because they're partly animal, partly human, and it's that grey mismatch area between the two that does, I think, rich for humour. So anyway, so I was talking about, that kind of stuff. And she came up to me afterwards and she said, Jasper, I really enjoyed your talk. And I said, well, thank you very much, that's very kind of you. And she said, but I'd just like to say that our family have moved on from animal jokes. We've done them. And I go, oh. And she said, yes, we tell jokes about anthropomorphized balloons. Now, when someone says that to you, you don't go, oh, really? Well, thank you very much for your input. I have to catch a train. You have to say, tell me more. And this is the joke she told me. Mummy balloon, daddy balloon, baby balloon, they all live in a little balloon house. And after a long day doing what balloons do, they go to bed. So they tuck little baby balloon up in his little baby balloon bed, and mummy balloon and daddy balloon go to bed in their balloon bed. But that night, once they're all asleep, there's a terrible storm, and there's thunder, and there's lightning, and little baby balloon gets very, very frightened, of course, as you would, because he's sleeping alone in his little balloon bed in his little balloon house. So what he does is he sneaks into his mummy and daddy's bedroom, and because he wants to sneak into their little big balloon bed, right, as you do as a little baby balloon. But, unfortunately, mummy balloon and daddy balloon are quite large, and there's no room in the bed. Now, they're both fast asleep, mummy balloon and daddy balloon, so he thinks, oh, hang on a sec, I know what I can do. What I'll do is I'll just let a little bit of air out of mummy, right, and then I'll be able to fit in the balloon. So very, very carefully and quietly, because he doesn't want to wake up his mummy, he undoes the little knot and lets a little bit of air out of mummy balloon. Like that. Just a little bit, not very much, not enough for her to notice, okay? Right, so he reties the knot and then he tries to sneak into the little balloon bed, but there's not enough room still. So he thinks, I know what I'll do. I'll let a little bit of air out. You're wondering where this is going, aren't you? I'll let a little bit of air out of daddy balloon, right? So he goes round to daddy balloon side and he just undoes the knot a tiny little bit, lets a bit of air out. So daddy balloon is a little bit smaller, and there's more room in the bed, but there's not quite enough room. And he's already let quite a lot of air out of mummy and daddy, so he thinks, I know what I can do. I'll just let a little bit of air out of me, right? Because he's quite a clever balloon. So he undoes the knot just a little bit, makes himself a little bit smaller. Yes, perfect. And he sneaks into bed and he falls fast asleep and he has a lovely, lovely night's sleep. In the morning, he wakes up and his father is staring at him, right? And his father clearly knows what he has done, right? And this is the most awful and terrible thing you can do in the balloon world. And his father looks at him and says, you know... His father looks at him and says, you know what you've done? And the baby balloon goes, yes. You've let your mother down. You've let me down. But worst of all, you've let yourself down. And I can't think of a better joke, really, because you have no idea where it's going, do you? It's the perfect short story. It's got 3 acts, it's got a setup, it's got a middle act, a nice long middle act, and then there's a wonderful 3rd act where you have no idea how it's going to reverse. And it's corny, and it's crass, and it's perfect and beautiful all at the same time. Who thinks up this stuff? I mean, I wish I had thought that up. If I thought that joke up, I could, die tomorrow a happy man. I really could. It's such a wonderful, perfect joke. So free to use, but it wasn't mine. I just heard it, and it was just fun. And I laughed like a drain when I heard it. So, anyway, my favourite joke. And it's clean. You can tell it's children. I mean, it's just perfect. It wins.
Did wonder for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.